What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video. This one is going to be really simple. We're just going to be going over why people's stuff doesn't sell. And we're just going to hop right into it. The main reason why people's stuff isn't selling isn't because they have bad listings. It's not because they're not posting on the right platforms. It's simply because they're just buying the wrong stuff. And I mean, I've done this before too, but you can't expect to buy something that not a lot of people want and then expect it to sell fast. Just the other day, I had somebody DM me on Instagram, and they were like, I posted a bunch of stuff up on eBay, and it's just not selling fast at all. They're like, how do you sell stuff so fast? And I was like, send me a picture, send me a screenshot of what you have for sale on eBay. So they sent me the eBay link, and I went and looked through it. The only thing on there was a bunch of old antique marble vases, all with different little patterns, and some of them were priced like $300. And I was like, my guy, look, I know you probably got these for pretty cheap, but it's not something that's going to sell fast because not a lot of people want it. Like, think about it. How often are you like, you can even use yourself to decide how fast something sells. Like, how often would I buy a marble vase? I mean, me personally, very, very, very rarely. And I mean, that's why those weren't selling. Now, for my stuff, for example, whether it be tools, whether it be home appliances like ice makers or drink machines, things like those, or swimming pools, things that a lot of people either want or a lot of people need. Now, need is going to be honestly better because people need to have it, but even if it's something that people want, like those nugget ice shakers, people absolutely love nugget ice. So that's why those will sell so fast. But the main thing is just don't buy stuff that's super unique unless you're fine with holding it for a good amount of time. And going back to where I messed up on this before, with those dryers that I bought, sure, everybody needs a dryer, but how often do people buy a dryer? You know, most people, when they get a dryer, they have it for years on end. So there's really not that many people who are out there buying dryers consistently. So you want something that is both wanted by a lot of people as well as it's wanted often or needed often. Because let's say even we can even go back to the antique glass vases, whatever. Those, if you know somebody that collects vases, they're going to be wanting to buy a lot of those. But there's very, very few people who collect vases like that. So you want something that fits both criterias, and if you find something that can do both of those, then they're gonna normally sell pretty quickly. Now, a good way to really tell if something is going to sell quickly, more so than just your own knowledge, check eBay. You can go on eBay, just you can type in the exact item thing. So like for those ice makers, went on there, Frigidaire, 33-pound nugget ice maker. Searched, then went and clicked on sold. And I was seeing that these were selling daily for $160. So when I saw that I could buy them for $68, I was like, oh, that's a no-brainer because they move fast, there's a good margin. So eBay is really like a really great spot to check if you can't know for yourself. But if something just sells once a month, it's not going to be a great buy. Now, I'm not saying you can completely steer away from these, but you have to think smart. If you only have $500 and you put $100 into something that only sells once a month, you're going to have it for at least a month probably before you sell it. So only buy stuff that are longer holds if you're okay with having that money held up for a longer time. Now, if something is selling a few times a week, that's a moderate sales rate, so that's not terrible. But if you can find something that sells like 3+ times a day, that right there is going to be a gold mine to you. And also, you can just go based off experience. I mean, obviously, this is going to come with time, but I've sold all kinds of things. I've sold trampolines, pools, dryers, ovens. Like, I could go on and on. And now I kind of have an idea at least of how fast these things sell for me in my area with my local market as well as on eBay. But the more you sell, the more you're going to learn and the more experience you're just going to have. Now, don't buy slow movers, like I said before, unless you have a lot of capital. Because a few things that can happen with these. Obviously, your money's going to be held up. But if you buy something that like barely ever sells, you may end up having it for so long where you're like, I don't even want this anymore. I just want to sell it, get rid of it. And you may take a loss on it, which is part of it. I mean, it's going to happen. Like I've had that before when I first started out. but it's just going to slow growth so much overall. Like, even if you're at the point where I am, I really don't even like buying slow movers. Like, the only times I'll buy something that is a slow mover is if it's something like an oven or like a big appliance, something that I'm going to make like $400 or $500 profit on, because then I'm okay with having it for a month or even 2 months, to be honest, because I'm making so much money on it. But if you have low capital, please, please, please do not buy slow movers. But yeah, that's really it. It's not usually a problem with your listings. It's not usually a problem with where you're posting, just a problem with what you're buying. So do more research before you buy next time, and your stuff should sell faster. But that's going to be the end of this week's video, y'all. Well, not this week. I post a lot of videos every single week. But if you guys have any video ideas or suggestions, things that you want me to make, whether it be covering a topic, whether it be doing some kind of challenge, just drop them down in the comments. If you guys want to see more videos like these on reselling and just my journey through it, then be sure to subscribe. If you found this video helpful, I'd appreciate it if you dropped a like. But that's going to be all for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.